Hey there, it's Amelia, and in this video I'm going to show you how to convert your book file to ebook format using Kindle Create. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, you'll want to go to amazon.com/Kindle Create and select to download the app for PC or Mac. Now before I begin, if you find this video helpful, remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. So from the main Kindle Create page here, I'm going to start a new project by clicking File, New Project. The next step is selecting a formatting option. I'll explain all three of these options and let you know which one I'm selecting and why. So the reflowable option resizes text so that pages adjust automatically on Kindle devices and free Kindle reading applications. Readers can adjust the size of fonts, margins, and other properties. This option is best for manuscripts with all text or mostly text. If you select reflowable, the next step will be to choose your file, which can either be a doc or docx file. The comics option is best for either comic books or other types of books containing all images, such as children's books. The third option is Print Replica. So Print Replica is best for ebooks containing both text and images on the same page. And it's really designed for books where the pages need to remain intact and all the content is to remain in place. It does not resize text automatically on Kindle devices. However, it does allow readers to use the pinch and zoom feature for optimal viewing. So I've used Print Replica quite a bit with many of my books, especially my computer books, which have a lot of screen prints. So if your book is image heavy, you definitely want to consider the Print Replica. Here's an example of a cookbook, which is an ideal example of when you would use that because you don't want your text and images to be separated or your text to overflow on other pages, which would be the case with the reflowable option. The reflowable option is very common with all text type books like novels or other types of books where you definitely want the text to reflow onto other pages. You can also consider using the Print Replica option for children's books or other image-heavy books if you want your readers to be able to use the pinch and zoom feature to enlarge a full page image. So in this case, for the particular book that I'm publishing, which is a combination of text and images, I would like the pages to stay intact and I don't want the text to overflow onto other pages. So I'm going to select Print Replica. Next, I'll select Choose File. From the Import from File dialog box, you want to select your PDF file. If necessary, navigate to the particular folder where your files are saved. Select your file and click Open. You can also double-click on the file name. Kindle Create imports and converts your document. Your converted manuscript then displays, so you'll want to review each page by clicking on the different pages and giving a look and make sure that everything is intact. This procedure is the same no matter which formatting option you've selected, including the reflowable, the comic books, or this Print Replica option. Now, I won't take the time to go through each page, but you'll definitely want to click and make sure that all your pages are as they should be. The next thing you may want to do is preview your book to see how it will look on mobile devices. You can do this by clicking Preview on the upper right here. When viewing your book in the previewer, you can change the preview options on the left. For instance, the device type is set to tablet, and you can change that to phone to see how it will look on that device. You can also experiment with some other changes, although for the Print Replica, I won't have to bother changing the font or size since it's not going to be reflowable, but you can experiment with those options. You can change the orientation depending on if you want to see how it looks in that format. If there are any issues in the preview and you need to update your manuscript, you want to repeat the steps for Kindle Create and re-import and reconvert your manuscript. When finished with the preview, close and return to the main Kindle Create screen. You also have the option to include a table of contents. If you want to include any topics for an automatic table of contents for the reader to follow, separate than the table of contents within your book, for any page that you would like to be included in the table of contents, you would click on that page. So for instance, if I wanted the title page included, I would click Include in Table of Contents and then type what you want them to see in the table of contents for that page. Moving down, I could, if I wanted to, include the copyright page. I'll also include my introduction. And what you could do to save time is you can have these words typed in a separate document like in Notepad, and then you can just copy and paste so you won't have to type each title for the table of contents here. So I'm continuing along building my table of contents, and if you have not saved your file in Kindle Create, after some time it will prompt you. I have two notifications here. One asking me would I like to convert and preserve links embedded in my book. So if you do have any links, then you want to say yes to preserve those links. Also, it's going to prompt you to save your work. So you want to click yes, save. And if it's the first time you're saving your file, then it's going to prompt you with a file name, and you want to change the folder if needed, and then click save. Okay, so I have finished building my table of contents, and any pages that you have checked to be included in the table of contents will have this little triangle here, this little blue triangle. And then you can just, before you proceed, just maybe give a look on the different pages and make sure everything's spelled properly and that your table of contents is complete. And then when you're ready, you want to click Export on the upper right to save your file and convert it for publication. From the Save File for Publication dialog box, it's going to prompt you with your file name with an extension of KPF. You want to leave that extension as is and click Save. At this point, your file is ready to be published. Now, when I say publish, I just mean export it from Kindle Create, not self-published on KDP, which will be in another video. It does prompt you that afterwards you'll have to upload your KPF file on Kindle Direct Publishing or KDP to publish the ebook in the Kindle store. And it gives you some additional reference points to learn more. If you like, you can click Show KPF Folder and it will show you your file in your folder. Or if you're ready to continue, just click OK. I've navigated to my folder where you can see that this is the folder. I have my final PDFs for my ebook, and then it also has created a KPF file. This is the file that you'll need when you upload the file for the ebook on KDP. It also creates another folder for resources that you don't have to worry about doing anything with. You just want to leave that as is, and just make sure that you take note of the location of the KPF file and you'll be ready to upload it for self-publishing your ebook. If you want to learn more about KDP, check out my Author Journey Series Toolkit books and check out the description below for information on my KDP self-publishing course, How to Get Your Book on Amazon in 30 days or less. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and smash the like button. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.